Alright, hello YouTube. We are on step 380. We just finished it. And for the longest time, if you looked up here, you had these little clips sticking backed out, waiting to be pushed into something. That finally happens right here. You push them in. And that's what it looks like. Right there. Alright, so let's see what we've got. You've got a steering mechanism, believe it or not. This piece right here actuates the steering racket. There's a little pinion, rides against that gear, over to these gears. You can see down in there how it's twisting that yellow gear down below, which then in turn moves this gear out here, which, let's turn the model around if you remember. It's tough to see, but that moves the gear, that touches the steering rack, which I originally had upside down. So now you can see the action of the whole thing. Let it focus. There you go. Pretty good. Now something else has been installed. If we rotate around, this will be the front, just keep that in mind. So this should be the driver's side. Okay, if you left-hand drive. And what you see here is like this little thing, and this is actually the paddle for the paddle shifters. Let me show you how it works. You pull it back, and it happens pretty quick. You can see it, how it drives that around. See the mechanism work down here. You can see that this little arm pushes on that white thing and rotates it forward. Or if I push the other way, there's one behind it. It's very hard to see, but pushes it back. Downshift, upshift. Pretty neat. You can see how it moves all those things back there. This is the neutral. This shift up here. It's the neutral now. Drive, reverse. Not as pretty action as the other things. Like I told you, it's hard to see that front differential anymore. It's buried underneath all this steering rack. You can't even see it from below either. So, just kind of have to know what's in there and feel good about it. I don't know, that's one of those things. But, part of the satisfaction is building it and seeing all these pieces go together. And it's really pretty neat. There's all those shafts. Usually input shafts to the transmission, to the engine. I guess so. That's what we'll see how that hooks up later. You can see these other clips here on top are waiting to push through into something that I'll mount over there at some point. Alright, well, I hope you're enjoying watching this. I hope you're finding it helpful. I, for one, am having a really good time. It's a really interesting, fun set. Granted, it is probably expensive. And of course, I'm going to say it's worth it because the money's already been spent. But it is kind of an engineering marvel. And what also cool about it, after building GT3, there's a lot of things that make sense. I think the ratcheting shifting mechanism that they built here is much smoother action than the GT3 had. So I'm kind of a fan of the improvement. Alright, more to come.